What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cam ATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you comment anything down in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. Welcome back to the channel. I am going to be giving you guys my Showdown core, all right, for this Thursday slate with the Chargers versus the Raiders, okay? This game is taking place in Oakland, and yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into this, man. So I'm going to give you guys like the three main core guys, and then we'll talk about some other guys that are playable. At captain, I'm really liking Phillip Rivers here in this matchup at 15,000. The matchup against Oakland is one of the best that a quarterback can possibly have. They've been one of the worst secondaries in the entire league this year. I think this game stays competitive, which is going to force Phillip Rivers to throw a lot, and as well as the other side, Derek Carr to throw a lot. I think this game is going to be one of those. So I think it's going to be a good scoring game too, because both defenses aren't that great, and with this game being in Oakland, yeah, so there is that chance of the Chargers being able to pull away if Carr has an off night, because we know how Derek Carr can be. But he's been playing solid this year, so I'm expecting this game to stay competitive, and I really want Phillip Rivers in the much better matchup than Derek Carr has at 15,000. Next up, Derek Carr on the other side. I said I think this game's going to be a shootout. I think both quarterbacks are going to do really well. I think both running backs are going to do really well. So you really want exposure to whatever you can. The only issue when it comes to the running back side of things is Josh Jacobs is 9-4. When you have Melvin Gordon, who finally got 20 carries last week, at 7-2, okay? And with Melvin Gordon being 2,200 less, I mean, that's just ridiculous. So Melvin is another guy that I'm locked on. But Derek Carr here, he's at home. Like I said, it should be a shootout. I love Derek Carr here in this one, and I like a really cheap receiver that I'll get to later to pair up with Carr to be able to get the other guys that you want. You're going to need a value. Most of the time in these showdowns, the key is to getting a cheap guy right. So we'll talk about some cheap options as well. But Carr and Rivers is where I'm going to start, with these two most likely battling it out. Next up, I'm going to have to go with Melvin Gordon. He's too cheap. He's 7-2. He gets some run in the pass game as well. Obviously, Eckler's a great play as well. He's very well priced, and he's pretty much a receiver for this Chargers team at 7K. So I really like Eckler, but I'm leaning more Melvin when it comes straight up, because he's only 200 more than Eckler. And when Melvin Gordon is getting 20-plus touches a game, he's one of the best running backs in the league. Okay, and the whole thing with Melvin since he's come back is how many touches will he get? And now that we know he's back to the 20 range, this is an amazing situation for Melvin. So at 7-2, he's just too cheap. And he's a guy that I'm going to get into all my lineups probably. All right, now let's talk about other options. Josh Jacobs for GPPs. If you're trying to take something down, I'm okay with pivoting off the probably chalkier Melvin Gordon for Josh Jacobs. This matchup for him against the Chargers is actually better than Melvin's matchup. The Chargers have been giving up a ton of running backs, and Josh Jacobs gets a ton of run in this Oakland offense. Like I said, the only reason I'm going Melvin is because he's 2,200 less, and we know the talent that Melvin has, okay? In a primetime game, I really think Melvin steps up in a big way. So for the price alone, I love going Melvin. In GPP, if you want to get off the chalkier Melvin and go Jacobs, I totally understand, all right? Keenan Allen is a solid play as well. I'm leaning towards more of a Hunter Henry approach. I think Hunter Henry is going to tear this Oakland linebacker core up. I think Henry's going to be a big part of this offense. He's been getting like 8 to 10 targets a game. He's been playing very, very well. So for 600 less than Keenan, I really love Hunter Henry. And in the builds that I've been working with, I have needed that 600 savings from Keenan Allen to Henry. So Henry's kind of the guy I'm leaning towards. Darren Waller is fine, but in this matchup, I honestly do prefer Hunter Henry for a few hundred less. And Waller hasn't been getting the targets as we saw earlier on in the year. The dude was getting elite wide receiver type of targets. Now it's kind of drifted away. Okay, so Hunter Henry's the guy I want to go there. Austin Eckler, I talked about him at 7K. I really like him here. At only 7K, the dude gets some good targets in the pass game. He's got a solid floor of about 10 here in this. I mean, he's going to get you about 5 targets in this pass game here. He's going to get about 10 carries. So all in all, at 7K, he seems like a very safe option. And when it comes to cheap options, all right, let's go down here to the cheap options. Both kickers are okay in play. But the guy I'm really leaning towards, and it might sound crazy, is Zay Jones. Zay Jones is 2'6". He seems like a pretty safe play here. And if he can get over the top of the defense and have one big play or just get in the end zone here against this Chargers defense at 2'6", he will definitely bring back value. What interests me here is in this one is you got to expect the Chargers to be focused more on Waller, Tyrell Williams, and Josh Jacobs. Okay? And with their focus on those guys, Zay Jones should be a guy who could sneakily get like 5 to 8 targets in this matchup. All right? So Zay Jones is the cheap guy that I really like at 2'6". He's one of the options that I love. Foster Moreau, I think that's how you say his name. He's been fairly decent as well. He's actually been getting in the end zone. He's got 3 touchdowns this season so far. So if he does get in the end zone at 2-2, he's a solid cheap option as well. Those are kind of the 2 guys that I'm looking for value, mainly Zay Jones. All right, because I really don't want exposure to either defense because I think this game's going to shoot out. I'm not very interested in that. But Zay Jones at 2'6", like I said, with the Chargers focusing in on Waller, Tyrell, and Jacobs, I think Zay could end up finding some holes in this defense and having a pretty solid game at only 2'6". All right, and that's it, guys. I hope I was able to help you guys. The core is Rivers running it back with Carr, and then Melvin Gordon at his price tag is pretty much a lock tonight. All right, let's kill it tonight, man. Hit up greenlightdfs.com to join the week 10. If you join before Thursday's slate starts, you will get Thursday, you'll get college football, you'll get Sunday, you'll get Monday, all that good stuff. So if you want to roll with the squad, hit it up, greenlightdfs.com. Also hit it up for NBA before the NBA slate starts. We've been dominating NBA this season. Drop that like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.